Y'all, we will see how long I last. It is 100 degrees outside. It is very hot in here under all the lights. I have 2 fans going. You know, we're gonna fight the good fight. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Right on Track. Right on Track is a 2003 Disney Channel original movie. It's directed by Duwayne Dunham, cinematography by Robert Seaman, editing by Jim Oliver, music by Phil Marshall, and it's written by Sally Nemeth and Bruce Graham. The film stars Beverly Mitchell as Erica, Brie Larson as Courtney, John Lindstrom as Greg, and Jodi Russell as Janet. This film is actually based on true sisters, Erica and Courtney. They did break their way into this type of racing. Erica started racing professionally in 2005, and she became the first woman to win in her class in 2012, and she went on to win again in 2014 and 2015, and then Courtney followed in her footsteps and also won, and a lot more women are in the sport now today, thanks to them. The film felt a tad long. I don't know what scene in particular contributed to that. I don't know if any one part made me feel like it was long, and I was never truly bored. I just remember feeling like the movie was a bit long. And I think a contributing-ish factor was the fact that it also felt disjointed. From the get-go of this beginning of this movie, I thought it was going to be about Erica and Courtney. I really thought it was going to be about their relationship of competing against each other, how they were going to teach each other things, like how Erica was going to teach Courtney to be a little more disciplined, and how Courtney was going to teach Erica to actually have fun with it, because that's how she's going to be the best. And it had those pieces, but it was much more about Erica and her breaking into the sport and becoming one of the best and winning and racing and stuff like that. And that's not a bad story, but it just felt like it was set up to be like this story about sisters, kind of like Double Teamed. It really felt like it was going to be like Double Teamed, where they were in it together, they discovered the love of basketball together. The younger one had more fun with it, so it looked like it came easier to her and looked like she wasn't working as hard, and she just might have been just better just because she had more talent, where it was really the high-strung one was holding themselves back by being so high-strung, where they helped each other out and became some of the best basketball players ever. It felt like it was going to be similar to that kind of story, but they truly heavily focused on Erica, and I was kind of bummed. I was looking forward to that bond growing and being able to see them lean on each other, and there were only a few moments of that, and those were the best moments in the movie. The moments where Courtney was able to break through to Erica and be like, hey, just take a deep breath, you're gonna be fine, or the scene where she says how much she loves her and is proud to be her little sister. Those are the scenes that made this movie as good as it is. And then all the other stuff, while it's great seeing Erica break into this and stand up to all these sexist men and boys, it felt a little lacking when the setup showed that it was going to be more about Erica and Courtney. So I was a little disappointed, and I really felt like the pieces were there, so it could have been an editing problem. The music in this movie actually shined the most in the tensest scenes. So the scene where Erica gets back in her race car the same day after she had a really bad crash to get right back on the horse so she didn't have a growing fear of it. The music was so good. And then another really great moment for the music was when she was considering cheating on her French final. She had the answers, she was debating looking at them and cheating, and the music got so good, and then obviously she ultimately decided not to, so then the music went back to normal or whatever. But oh my gosh, in the tensest moments in this movie, the music fully shined. The sexism in this movie is unreal, which I know Erica and Courtney for sure had to deal with, especially Erica, because she was the only girl at the time breaking into this industry, this sport. And they really show that, and they do a good job of showing the sexism she experienced, especially as a young girl, not a woman. A young girl, young teen girl. She was getting reamed by grown men and her competitors. But then the story itself is a little sexist toward the treatment of the mom character in this movie. Anytime the mom is in a scene or has a fair amount of dialogue or anything, it's to like yell at the dad for letting Erica do this. And never once in this movie does the dad push Erica, force Erica, coax Erica. He only ever supports her, tells her it's okay to quit, tells her if she wants to keep going, that's okay, tells her he understands the pressure she's under. Never once is the dad forcing her or pushing her or convincing her to keep racing. The second she says she wants to quit, he's like, bet, I support you. It's a hard decision to make, and if you aren't sure, I'd take a night to think about it, but I fully support you wanting to quit. Fine by me. Okay by me. I told you I told you it's okay to quit. Like, he never once is, like, pushing her, and every other second, the mom's turning around and is like, it's your fault she's racing, you push her too hard, blah, 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 and it's like, and then when Erica begs her mom says yeah, and it's like, you guys are a partnership, you both are letting her do this. If you didn't want her to do it that bad, you would sit down with the dad, you guys would come to a decision and tell her not to do it, but, like, she wants to do it. It's all her choice. And it just made me really mad about how they were treating the mom character in this, because she was supportive in a few scenes, but the scenes where she had, like, the most dialogue and the most screen time was when she was, like, being mean to her husband because something happened to Erica. And I was very frustrated with that, because I was like, you see him not pushing her. You are there in the conversations when he's like, if you want to quit, quit. I support you no matter what choice you make. I'm here to support you if you continue racing. I'm here to support you if you want to be a regular teenage girl. Like, and that just really frustrated me, the treatment of the mom. Like, the dad in this movie is great. He's super well-rounded, really great dad character. They really phoned it in for the mom character, and that made me really upset, because they're representing all of this, like, breaking out of the sexism and whatever, and I'm like, and then you just, like, super typecasted and, like, stereotyped the mom character, and I was a little upset with that, if you can't tell. Also, the dialogue could have been better. Wasn't the worst, could have been better. One of my favorite acted moments in this film is the scene where Erica is a sore winner and she's mean to the boy that has been mean to her whole life, and I think as the audience you're supposed to feel like, yeah, give it right back to him, but then they pull aside and the dad kind of gives it to Erica for being a sore winner, and he says, I knew I had to teach you how to, lose. I didn't realize I'd have to teach you how to win. And it, like, there's the intensity in that scene. Like, they really brought their A game in that scene, both John and Beverly. They really brought it, and I was really impressed with both of them. It's the smallest scene, it's super short, nothing like super crazy, but they both did a really great job, because you could see the shame in Erica really well, and you could see, like, that he didn't want to be yelling at her, but he was also like, I've raised you to be better than that. You don't stoop to their level. You're not nasty to them because you won. That's mean. That's not okay. And it was really good. And, like, if you're a kid at the same time, you also feel that shame, and we've all felt that, it was really good. I loved that Erica and Courtney were neck and neck. I thought that was really fun. I thought that it was great that they could kind of, like, teach each other some stuff. I also thought it was great that Erica's condition on having a sponsor was that her sister could get sponsored too. So amazing. Way to have her sister's back. And then I also really loved the conversation between Erica and her dad when she decided to quit. That conversation was so good and such a great representation of in my opinion, a good parent. I truly, supporting her no matter what, even though he's also passionate about her racing, he cares about her well-being way more. And if racing is taking a toll on her mental health, he wants her to stop just as much as she wants to stop. And I just really loved that conversation. I got super emotional when Courtney did the whole proud to be your sister conversation. That was really great. Again, my biggest complaint about this movie is that I wanted it to be about the sisters more. I was very disappointed at how little Courtney was kind of in this in a major way. Like, she was in it throughout, obviously, and she was fun and sweet, but I was really expecting her to contribute to the story more, and I was disappointed that she didn't. So that's my biggest complaint. Otherwise, this was heartwarming. It was sweet. It was awesome to see Erica just tell a bunch of boys to and win. It was amazing. So I would say that's everything I have for Right on Track. And that my final rating is 6 little race cars out of 10. Our total movie count is. Parent death toll and cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. Got tiers starting at $1. Then we got a $5, $10, $20, $40. Lots of different stuff you can get on each tier. Daily trivia questions, okay? Some of them go off, and I would really love for y'all to be participating, all right? Because it's a really good time. Buy merch. Merch is fantastic. As always, until next time, comment, like, subscribe. I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do. And don't be the, like, main competitor's dad about it. Homeboy sucked. That's everything. It's super freaking hot in here. Holy hell.